This tutorial serves as a guide for eligible professionals who are attesting to meaningful use of their Certified Electronic Health Records system for years 2 through 5 of the New York Medicaid EHR Incentive Program. Prior to completing this form, assure that you have attested in MyPass. Please consider opening this tutorial in a separate window and watching along as you step through your own meaningful use attestation. You can pause, rewind, and fast forward as needed. Let's continue. In this tutorial, we will look at 3 common error messages that users experience when entering information into the Meaningful Use Workbook. We will discuss why you may receive this error and what you can do to correct the issue. The first error is, the cell or chart you're trying to change is on a protected sheet. This first error appears when the user attempts to enter text in a cell that is not a designated text entry cell. In this example, the user is able to enter text in the provider name cell. The error appears later when the user attempts to enter text in the field next to this cell rather than below it in the provider email cell. The error reads, the cell or chart you're trying to change is on a protected sheet. To make a change, unprotect the sheet. You might be requested to enter a password. This is a system-generated message, and there's no password that needs to be entered. Once the error appears, the user will need to click OK and assure that they are entering text in only the yellow highlighted cells. Moving on, let us look at the next error. Please enter only 10-digit numbers for registration ID/NPI. The next error appears when the user attempts to enter more or less than 10 digits in the CMS registration ID cell. In this example, the user is attempting to enter 11 digits. The error message that appears reads, please enter only 10-digit numbers for registration ID/NPI. The user should click Cancel and enter their exact 10-digit CMS registration. The same error will appear in the next field if the user enters more or less than 10 digits in the provider NPI field. The last error we will discuss is this value doesn't match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell. The last error we will look at today appears when the user attempts to enter text in a field that has drop-down entries and the text entered does not match one of the options. In this example, the user is attempting to enter their payment year in the payment year field. Rather than clicking on the drop-down and selecting 2015, they type payment year 2015. Because this is not one of the options, an error will appear. The error reads, this value doesn't match the data validation restrictions defined for this cell. The user should click Cancel and select the appropriate answer from the drop-down options. The same error will appear in additional fields if the user enters an answer that does not appear as a drop-down option. This concludes our tutorial on common error messages. Please return to the tutorial section of the New York Medicaid EHR Incentive Program website for additional tutorials and resources. We at the EHR Incentive Program support team hope that you found this tutorial helpful. If you have additional questions, please call 877-646-5410 or write to hit@health.ny.gov.